The late adopter. Not done yet. The dump is unfortunately not up yet. As you can see on the image here, we are only halfway down, so we got another like 5 to 7% more to go. That will give us around 14% dump on the day, and you know, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Unfortunately, that's what I see on the chart. So I'm gonna explain to you what these lines means, what I'm seeing, what's happening right now, and why this bottom at 31.32 might. There we go. We are getting live action up here on the dump. So that's nice. Well, not nice, but you know, it's something. It's something. Anyways, let's zoom a little bit up here, and you'll see that you know, we had this very important area up here below, around 34, 35 that we tried to hold. It was some kind of hopium that we are gonna hold that and bounce from that. Unfortunately, that's not happening, and we are continuing on the downside. Now, the next level of support, or should I say the last level of support before, you know, the total capitulation, is 31.32. If we fall below 31.32, that's gonna be, you know, terrible, because the next support after that is around 20,000. Between 31 and 20,000 there is literally nothing. I explained this before several times. So I'm looking right now at this 32,000 levels to hold, just like it tried to hold it here. So you can see when we started dumping down here, 38, 39, it tried to hold that level, or fell through that straight down to 34, 35 levels, tried to hold that, right now falling through that. And right now I'm looking at this 31 to 32 level to hopefully hold and maybe bounce us back towards the upside eventually, right? So that's kind of hopium, that's what I'm looking for. But in these kind of times, we cannot ever be sure that this is just gonna stop for whatever reason. You know, stock markets are crashing, everything else is looks bad. So, you know, you cannot say that this is just gonna, you know, nicely bounce towards the upside. Now, if you look at some kind of daily time frame, and we've been seeing this before, that indicators are showing overbought levels. Unfortunately, overbought levels are not helping us right now, and this is just continuing to dumping towards the downside. And this to me indicates very, very strong bearish market. You want to call it bear market, call it what I want. It's a bearish market. It's pulling down really, really strongly. So I'm not even sure that this 31 to 32 is gonna hold in the long term. But on this move towards the downside, I'm looking for 31, 32, because I just don't see this breaking below 31, 32 on the downside right now. At least if it's gonna break 31, 32 on the downside, if it's gonna break even below this over here, I think it needs to consolidate around 31, 32, just like it did over here. You can see here we had a couple of days, you know, kind of sideways motion, and then right now continuing towards downside. And I think the same thing is gonna happen here if we are gonna continue towards downside. So what I'm looking at right now is some kind of a reaction once we get to these levels down here. Once we get to 31, 32, I'm looking for reaction. I'm looking for some kind of bullish reaction, some kind of volume price move, you know, hasty price movement towards the upside. Anything that tells me like you know, Michael Saylor and the bulls are coming back on the field, and you know, they're starting buying again, because right now there is literally no buying, only selling towards the downside. A lot of people got juked on the pump up here towards the upside. I was looking at this and I was thinking, like, it just goes too fast up. It went from just a second. Wait. Sorry about that, but you know, I'm recording live, you know, so sometimes I get the phone and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. Everybody got really, you know, pumped that this is gonna go towards the upside. We went from something like -2% to something like plus 3-4% on towards the upside. But I was looking at this move and I was actually thinking this is actually quite good. This is actually quite good when it started getting back up here. So you can see here the price went down, went back above this white line, 10 moving average, and then went below it. And when it went below it, I was like, but it's still keeping this, you know, this last level of support. You can see this last level of support down here. It was keeping above it and it pumped above it. And I was like, yes, finally, we are going towards the upside. But it continued pumping towards the upside. It continued pumping big time towards the upside. And I was looking and saying, this is not good. This is not good, because oftentimes you would say like, so this pump might be you know, it's bullish pump, but this pump, something was really wrong with this pump. Let's just see here, up here, you know, something was wrong with the pump, and I was thinking like it's gonna, because it's pumping too much, too fast, towards the 20 moving average, and I was thinking it needs to, you know, pull back, and it started pulling back, of course, and I was hoping it's gonna hold again 10 moving average. Once it broke that, I was like, nah, this is done. So right now it's going towards the downside. I am definitely right now on the 31 to 32 bandwagon, looking for these kind of levels, and once we get to those levels, I will try to, you know, figure out whether, you know, this is gonna hold or are we gonna bounce, what's gonna happen on the downside. But it's between, the target right now is between 31.3 and maybe something like where is it, something like 32 to give or take. That's the target, at least for me, the way I see it. So once we get to these kind of levels, there might be even a live stream later today. I think this might take a little bit time. This is a 1 hourly time frame, so maybe a couple of more hours to be to get to these kind of levels. We might even see some kind of wick on the downside, you know, a capitulation wick on the downside, where everybody, you know, starts, you know, massively selling. Once we see kind of a big increase in the volume on the downside as well, that might be the you know, time where we reverse on towards the upside. But right now as we are watching this right now over here, this looks more or less, it is definitely going down to 32,000, maybe even below, with some kind of wicks on the downside, and, you know, capitulate that, get some kind of big volume kicking in, and then continue towards the upside. But this is definitely bad. This definitely, so I don't think this is done yet, unfortunately, guys. I don't think this dump is done yet. There is certain levels we have to break. Now the nice thing about what we have right now is we created a new trend line that needs to be followed. This is a 4-hourly trend line. Prior to this, we had this trend line down here, and we broke that towards the upside. So right now you can see here, if we start going towards the downside, we might also get some kind of 29,000 levels trend line, you know, some kind of support level at 29,005 as well. But you know, hang in there, guys. It's minus 8%. You know what they say, it cannot dump forever. Unfortunately, this year I might just continue dumping forever. You know, I have some kind of ideas about, you know, market you know, crashing forever. So we're gonna see about that. Anyways, guys, thanks for stopping by. Hit the like button, come back to, you know, later on the live stream, you know, subscribe to the channel and stuff like that. Bye bye.